Ah, the world of international diplomacy and military strategy, where the stakes are high, the rhetoric is fiery, and the absurdities are, well, truly absurd. It's an arena that seems tailor-made for the kind of dramatic flair only the current president of the United States, Donald Trump, can bring to the table. Let's dive into this latest episode of geopolitical theater, where Iran is reportedly considering a preemptive strike on a joint U.S.-UK base on the Chagos Islands. Because, nothing says de-escalation like a preemptive strike, right? Now let's unpack this situation like a comedian unwrapping a gift of endless punchlines. According to The Telegraph, top Iranian military commanders, in a move that could only be described as both bold and baffling, are mulling over the idea of striking a U.S. base. Why, you ask? Well, apparently to deter President Trump from launching a military attack on Iran. Because when you're trying to avoid conflict, the best course of action is to start one. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline, highly flammable and extraordinarily entertaining to watch from afar. Behnam Ben Taleblu, an Iran expert and senior fellow at the Foundation for Defensive Democracies, provides some insight into the strategy, or lack thereof, behind Iran's alleged threats. He points out that deception is a classic propaganda tool used by regimes that are conventionally weak. By threatening everywhere, they hope to fight nowhere. It's a revolutionary foreign policy that seems to hinge on the idea that if you scare everyone enough, no one will want to mess with you. It's like the geopolitical equivalent of a barking chihuahua. But hold your horses, folks, because Fox News Digital hasn't been able to independently confirm the threat of attack on the Diego Garcia base. Experts have been sounding alarms about Tehran's missile capabilities, though. Iran reportedly has a self-imposed range of roughly 1,200 miles on its ballistic toys, but the IRGC, the elite Revolutionary Guard, may have the capacity to hit up to 1,800 miles using their Khorramshahr-2 medium-range ballistic missile. That's right. They've got missiles with names that could double as exotic vacation destinations. And then there's the Khorramshahr-4, affectionately dubbed the K-bar missile. This little number is suspected of exceeding Iran's other strike range options, though it hasn't been fully tested. Because who doesn't love a good surprise, especially when it comes in the form of untested ballistic capabilities? But let's not forget Iran's penchant for crafty tactics. They've been known to use merchant ships and oil tankers converted to warships to expand their long-range strike capabilities. Imagine that, a warship disguised as a humble oil tanker. It's like an episode of Undercover Boss, but with missiles. Ben Taleblu also notes the possibility of Iran using foreign-procured container-launched cruise missiles from unconverted tankers or commercial vessels at sea. It's a strategy straight out of a James Bond movie, complete with Russian and Chinese procured cruise missiles, because apparently everyone's invited to this international missile party. Of course, Iran might also lean on its close ties to terrorist networks to transfer missile capabilities to war-torn areas like Yemen. This could enable them to strike further south into the Indian Ocean by an extra 800 miles. It's like a twisted game of Risk, where the board is the world and the stakes are sky high. Meanwhile, President Trump has been ramping up his threats against Iran, warning of direct conflict if Tehran doesn't stop arming the Houthi terrorist group or halt its nuclear program. It's a classic case of the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object, with both sides seemingly determined to see who can shout the loudest. Iran, never one to back down from a diplomatic spat, has filed a letter of complaint with the United Nations Security Council, accusing Trump of reckless and belligerent threats. Iran's UN ambassador, Amir Saeed Iravani, strongly warns against any military adventurism and promises swift and decisive responses to any acts of aggression by the U.S. or its proxy, the Israeli regime. Because, nothing says peaceful resolution like throwing down the gauntlet in front of the entire world. So, dear viewers, what do you make of this international tango between the U.S. and Iran? Is it a case of strategic posturing, or are we witnessing the prelude to something more explosive? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're pondering the intricacies of global politics and the art of the absurd, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more satirical takes on the world's most pressing issues. Like this video if you appreciate a good dose of irony, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. After all, in a world that's often stranger than fiction, We could all use a little humor to help make sense of the chaos.